Hey, everybody, welcome to the Jim Master Show, live entertainment, lifestyle, celebrity, variety talk show series. How's everybody doing today? Many, many years, and we're so excited to have him here on the show. You know, what hasn't Peppy Castro done? He's a multi talented performer. He's an incredible singer and songwriter. Again, one of the founding fathers of the Blues Magoos. And he's done it all and is successful as a seasoned professional with incredible variety in his music too. His fame with the first hit record began at the age of 17 as one of the founding fathers of the legendary group, the Blues Magoos. And the rock and roll status led him to a starring role in the original Broadway production of Hair. Did you know he's also an award-winning playwright, multi-instrumentalist, having penned and performed an amazing amount of well-known commercial jingles too? Yes, his songs have been recorded by the likes of Cher and Kiss and Diana Ross. His vocals are extraordinary. They've been heard on records for numerous well-known recording artists as well. And of course, he's had years of incredible music, being original member of the bands Blue Magoos, Balance, Wiggy Bits, and the newly inducted into the Long Island Rock Hall of Fame, which is really cool, Barnaby Bye. Recently, Peppy reunited with his longtime bandmates from Barnaby Bye and the Blues Magoos, and he's enjoyed touring and recording and so much more. He's produced his own CD titled Just Beginning with friends Joey Kramer from Aerosmith on drums. And here's just a short list of additional artists who Peppy has worked with over the years: Laura Branigan, Michael Bolton, Liza Minnelli, a dear friend of mine, dear family friend who we just lost a year ago, Ronnie Spector, Peter, from the Ronettes, Peter Allen he's worked with, in addition to Kiss, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, so many others, Joan Jett, Rex Smith, Richie Havens, John Denver, Aldo Nova, David Johansen, Darlene Love, Jay and the Americans, and so much more. He was born in Manhattan, moved to the Bronx when he was 4, and at 14 years old, left home, went to the Village, and started playing the clubs. He listened to everything pop as a kid, and he loved it all. And just, I tell you, I'm not even going to tell the rest. I want him to tell the rest because I can really lay it on. He's just an amazing guy. And here's some cool shots. We'll run through these. Of course, the Blues Magoos, who know so well. Look at this shot of then and now. Are you able to tell which is then and which is now? And there they are, gang, the Blues Magoos, and so much more. Again, created this whole genre of music. I love this too. This is cool. There he is through the years. This is an iconic photo as well. We're going to tell you who those folks are in just a second. This is a Jim Master Show exclusive to have Peppy on our show. And if this is your first time watching, gang, good to have you with us. And if you're a regular on our series, the Jim Master Show Live, good to have you with us as well. All right. So he's comfortable in his beautiful home in Florida. He's recently married. A lot of good things happening to our friend Peppy Castro since we chatted last. And we hope to be going to dinner and catching up with Peppy and our friends real soon. There was a little pandemic that got in the way, but nothing's going to stop us. When you're friends, nothing stops friendship. Let's welcome Peppy. I call him Peppy. He calls me Masterful. I love it. Jim Masters here with Peppy Castro, coming to us live from Florida. Hey, Peppy.
Mr. Masterful.
That was just a short list of your illustrious career. I tell you, just scratching the surface.
Oh my God. Well, first off, the hat. Okay, the hat. We have to start with the hat. I have like a variety of these. I've got wings, I've got things, I've got all these kind of hats.
Cool.
And one day I went to Home Depot and I went and bought grommets. And I slammed it into this hat with a grommet tool. And so this is the Grom hat.
That's the
instead of a Grom, it's a Grom hat. Then to make it even crazier, which I'm going to suggest that you and I, somewhere down the road, we do something. I went online and I took headhats.com.
Oh, wow.
So I now own headhats.com on the internet.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
I had this whole vision of, for bald-headed musicians, all these hats and stuff, because this, and sell them through the chains, the Sam Ash and the Guitar Centers and all that. Then I figured, I'd get ripped off in about 30 seconds from China, and maybe it's not the best idea. But headhats.com, and I got Feed Your Head.
I love it. Yeah.
That's using your head.
Use your head.
Headhats.com. So yeah, this little thing looks like a Stan Laurel almost hat that you have on.
Kind of, it's cool.
Is that kind of like a Laurel and Hardy Stan Laurel?
It's kind of like it's a casual hat. It's not a fedora, and it's not a baseball cap. I don't know how to even describe it. And, you can tilt it to the side and everything, but I've just I wore it in the early days of the Jim Masters show, which seems like ages ago. I'm talking about almost 900 episodes ago, almost 3 years ago. And then people said they missed the hat. So I said, I wore it a couple of weeks ago for somebody else that was on. I said, you know what? I know Peppy's going to have a hat on. I'm going to dig the hat out, the JMS hat, and I'm going to wear it for our viewers and for Peppy. So here's the hats, my friend.
There we go.
High five to hats.
Bada bing.
Well, there's another. You could do that.com. High five to hats.
The Master Dome.
So how have you been, my friend? Congratulations on this, that, and the other thing.
If somebody told me that at my age I was going to get married, I would have. No, there's not a tremendous amount of acid trips that would have hit me with that one. But as luck would have it.
What a way to describe it. Have you ever heard anything described like that, folks?
I mean,
Peppy's just getting started.
It was beyond freaky. And the freakiest thing was that, my wife now is gone 17 years.
Yes.
On the 22nd.
I know.
Miss Willie Blue Castro, God rest her soul.
Absolutely.
And so I have been dating, and I've had some really nice people come through my life and come and go and stuff like that. But Jeannie Wifey Honeymoon, we met a little over a year ago. And I swear to you, it's the first, there's my baby. It's the first time in my life what happened was, and what's even crazier, you're going to love how we met. Okay. So here's how we meet. I get a call from Ace Frehley. Now, Ace Frehley is the original guitar player of Kiss. And it turns out that yours truly was the first inspiration of Ace to play guitar in his life. And I kind of started him off on guitar and taught him how to play guitar. So fast forward now, 50-something years later, he calls me up because he's opening up for Alice Cooper in West Palm Beach. And he's like, hey, man, come on. I really want to see you. Not only that, I'm actually working on his current album. We've been songwriting together. We've been sitting down. So I will have some material on the next Ace Frehley record, which he's put out a lot of solo records in his fan base is astronomical because it's Kiss. It's the Kissery. It's the Kiss Army. So I kind of get props because of that, because I'm the guy that pretty much inspired Ace to begin with. So he calls me up and says, hey, man, come on to the venue. And at that time, COVID was all over the place. And it was nuts. And they were making sure that thousands of people had to go there and show that they were tested. And if they didn't test, and if they weren't vaxxed, they had to on the spot take tests to come up negative. And I went, that's going to be like 3,000 people who aren't even vaxxed, which I was one of them. Because it was like Clear Channel changed the rules that afternoon as I was going to it. So he said, all right, come back to the hotel. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing this. He calls me up again and he says, listen, I'm doing the encore with Schools Out for Summer with Alice Cooper. So I'm going to be a little backed up, but come back to the hotel. So I go to the hotel. His girlfriend, Lara, actually his fiance, Adal, is sitting around with her family and entertaining her family, because she had a lot of family in Florida who went and saw the show. And sitting next to Ace is my wife, Jeannie. And sitting right next to him, and he's like, "Hey, this is Peppy. He taught me how to play guitar. Da 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 da. You know, this is Jeannie." And so we're saying hi, hi, hi. And before the night ended, um, she came out of the bathroom and she had just washed her hands and she put her hand on my neck. And I was like shocked because it was like a cold hand. And when I turned around, it was Jeannie, and you know, we didn't know each other or anything. And we just hugged. And the minute we hugged, I went, "Oh my God, she knows what I know." That was it. The
That's
first time in my
incredible.
life anything ever like that ever happened. And it was like, and it was like a supersonic, just universal transference to where
Yeah,
I didn't even go like, "Oh, she's hot. Oh, you know, nothing." It was just like, "Oh my God, she knows what I know." And we got
that's
married
incredible.
on January 11th, just recently. It's the highest angel order of numbers in angel numerology and stuff like that. Our condo is 111. And the video I sent you of uh, It's Our Time, we released at 111, 1 o'clock in the afternoon as we were getting married
Hmm.
on YouTube. So, yes, being married all of a sudden after I thought life was over in that department
Yeah.
is beyond magical, and we're really happy. We have a great time. She's
That is
absolutely
such a
fabulous.
great
So,
story. Matter of
oh,
fact, that's a great segue. Let's take a look at the video right now. It's Our Time,
I love it.
Peppy Castro. That's
Yeah.
nice. That is really nice,
Ah,
my
thank you,
friend.
sir. Thank you, sir. Yep.
That is beautiful. How long did it take to put that together?
Well, I did everything, all the music, the video, the whole shtick.
The
So,
whole kit and caboodle, huh? Phew.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like,
Wow.
you bring the easel out and you take all the colors and you paint, and that's it. Well, it took a while to record it. And actually, Jeannie is a co-author on that.
She
The
is.
funny thing was that as I was writing it, I said, "Hey, I never finished the song. You want to write some lyrics?" And so she wrote lyrics. I was like, "Oh my God, this is great." And as we came walking out of the room, we looked at each other and we said, "It's our time," at the exact same time. And then I went, "That's the name of the song." Oh my God, it's our time. So that's how it happened. So it's a little bit of a hubby wifey collaboration, and then took my little cheapo 1080 camera and started hitting the streets. And I'm learning how to edit a video. I'm teaching myself. You know, it's makeshift, but you know what? If it's in the grooves, and oh, good, there you go. How nice, you have some nice people there. Hey, Merlin, there we go. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. It's I'm a two-hit wonder here. I gotta tell you, all my years I've been doing interviews for the Magoos. They go, "Oh, you're a one-hit wonder," and then finally I get on some guy's show and he goes, "Peppy Castro's a two-hit wonder. He had Breaking Away with Balance, and we ain't got nothing yet." I'm going, "Oh, great! I'm a two-hit wonder now." You can't make this stuff up. You
Yeah,
know,
like
but
Burt Ward, you're the boy wonder.
yeah. So I've been lucky. I've been able to. Hi, Jane. Thank you very much. I've been able to fly under the radar, do it for life's work. It's the only thing I've ever done, which is
Yeah, uh-huh.
yeah, my little
There
my
she is.
Jeannie wifey with her daughter. There you
She's
go.
now a Jim
Oh,
Master Show
so
Lovity Squad. Lovity. We love it.
that's great.
Welcome. Isn't that
So,
beautiful?
and we have a new member of the family, which I'll introduce before we go. Mr. Spartacus. He's a cute one. But I'm a retread. I don't know how many people you've had retread. Listen, first of all, I don't know how you do it. Oh, again, a Barney Bye fan, great. Jamie, wow, that's an old song. Woo, I wrote that while I was in Hair
That's
on
right.
Broadway. That song, Jamie.
Remind
Wow.
everybody who didn't see the first episode. And again, you can go back and see when Peppy was first here on our show. Um, how that whole thing happened, where you were able to get involved with the Broadway production of the legendary Hair.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
incredible.
there was a woman by the hey Chase. I love it. This is too much. Wait, this is killing me.
This
I'm
is
loving.
Levity Hall, my friend, on the
Yeah,
Jim
this is
Masters
Levity
Show.
Hall. Absolutely.
You
This is
know
the
it. You
masterful Hall of Fame here
you
for
needed
sure.
that levity fix. That's why you came back.
Well, there was a guy named Tom Malone who is Bones Malone. He's probably the most oh, it's so sweet. He's probably the most famous trombone player in the world. Lisa, oh, I'll be telling you about Lisa. She's amazing. I have to tell you about Lisa. She has a company which I'm working with called World IPI here in Florida. Anybody wants to go look up World IPI and Lisa, um,
What do they
boy,
do?
oh, what don't they do? Oh my God, they are into everything. They have a very high line of merchandise called Nicholas of Palm Beach, which is for the really hoity-toities, you know, like $500,000 bags and stuff or jewelry. I mean, it's like woo, you know. But they do everything from entertainment and artists and oh my God, uh, uh, what is it? Oh, my brain is fried from so much that they do. Chase, I love it. There you go. And they're into everything. The holograms. We're getting ready to do some animations with them. And the stuff that they are into is so advanced and so fast forward that it's like it's not even out yet. People
Yeah.
don't even know it, but they're going to revolutionize so many industries.
Is it
Um,
AI based?
yes and no,
Yeah, yeah.
but there's a principal in the backfield with Lisa's company who has created more patents and inventions probably maybe than anyone on the planet. He just chooses to be, you know, under the radar and stuff like that. And he's an amazing, amazing person. And so the inventions that he has are groundbreaking.
Incredible.
And so
Sounds like a
so
good guest for the show, huh? To
oh
talk about some of that cool stuff.
well, I'll have to put a
Wow.
bag over his head because he won't come
Yes,
on.
we'll do one
But
of those blurred
Lisa
screens
will come on because Lisa has an
story.
amazing past too. But if anybody looks at World IPI, you'll get a bucket full. And I'm in the backfield just working with them little by little. But for instance, my musicals, you know, I have this musical X Star, which I started with Stan Lee in 1979, and then it didn't pan out and all this stuff, but it's done soup to nuts. They have a way between streaming and AI and holograms that they want to stream this thing instead of having to compete and go through the expense of Broadway and stuff like this. So they have this whole concept from musicals and things like that. She is. Oh, Lisa, thank you, sweetheart. I hope you're feeling better. And she had a little
Welcome
sniffle there.
everybody to the Jim Masters
Yeah,
Show live
and
series. Awesome to have you
and
here.
so I'm really, really looking forward to the streaming of my musicals, which is one is called
Whole
Rockin' the
new way of
Planet,
doing it.
and
Oh,
another one
sure.
is called X Star. And so, you know, that's down the road. I'm getting way ahead of myself, but
I
there's
was
that.
at the
And
preview of Rockin' the Planet in New York, remember? Yeah,
yes, yes,
with
yes. You
June,
saw
our
one
friend
of the
June, and
inceptions. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So, so that looks like a very, very promising thing that I'm just sitting back and waiting to see how that can materialize because
Which is
the
awesome.
technology is so advanced. It's
It
really going to
really is.
revolutionize things. And then we have Warhol. So Warhol is now scheduled in late 2023 in Wembley, and I think they're looking for like a some kind of a tent a la Cirque du Soleil. And Warhol is sanctioned by the Warhol Foundation. And Steve Lieber, my former manager and partner on Rockin' the Planet, is the lead producer, along with Bonnie Lautenberg,
And I
who
think
is
I met Steve when we were at the Writers Colony in Essex, Connecticut,
yes,
right?
you did, and you met Bonnie. Oh, you are so
There we
good.
go. There we
Yes,
are.
Bonnie Lautenberg, if anybody, and there's our little Junie Spoon. Look at our little Spoonie. Yep, she's the best. And June is a lyricist on some of the material in Rock and the Planet. But if you look at
Steve's there,
Steve
and yeah,
Lieber on the screen right, and to his left, holding linking arms, is Bonnie Lautenberg.
yeah. I'm in
You
the
can,
middle. You have the hat on,
yeah,
right?
there we go.
Jonathan on the
Absolutely.
left.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
was at a fabulous several-day writers' colony experience in Essex, Connecticut, across from the Goodspeed Opera House.
yeah.
What a fantastic thing this was. People working out some of their plays and their music prior to going to stage. This was really cool to be a part
Oh
of.
my God! And it's like a training ground for
Yes,
properties. A lot of the properties go through them actually see the light of day, you
that's
know.
right.
And but now you know how many years ago that was, so it shows you how long it takes to get something up and running.
That's
Um,
right.
but the lead for me now is I have 6 songs co-authored with the iconic Sir Trevor Nunn.
Mm,
Uh, Trevor directed Cats, Les Mis.
yes. Oh, yeah.
He ran the Royal Shakespearean Theatre for 20 years, and he is brilliant. And he just has so many. He has a criteria for the show, Warhol, that he can't find a theater in the West End that he wants to do it because you're talking huge digital screens. So I think they want to do a tent kind of thing. They're
Wow.
looking at New York, but they're looking at a custom theater in New York. Uh, but New York's crazy right now. You know, people don't even want to get on the subways. So
Mm-mm.
it's not a great time. So I think they're looking maybe now. But the show is realized. It's documented. They hired a cast to run through all the material, complete with the choreographing, live band, um, 5 digital screens in a rehearsal thing. So the whole thing is like ready to go, and I'm really proud of my work in it. I've got some of the real key songs,
That's
15
so
minutes of
cool.
fame,
Yeah.
and all the iconic things that Warhol did. A Coke is a Coke is a Coke, you know.
Yeah.
So I've got some big numbers in there, and something may get me off of the beach. Yeah,
That's
you know,
funny.
because right now it's just give me the beach.
Give
I
me
love
that
and
beach, that Florida sun. I
yeah,
know, I
but I
know.
tell you, Jim, I don't know how you do it. I mean, I get your posts all the time. We were talking pre-show, and I was telling Jim like I can't keep up with him. I think I'm busy and I do certain things, but I do certain things as sitting on a computer and editing and playing all the instruments and stuff. But you're all over the place. One minute you're in Nova Scotia or Connecticut or Montana I can't keep up with you. You're food networking, you're doing this, you're doing that, and you do this show like every night. How do you do this?
I have not a clue at all.
There, there,
Sometimes I'm like, "How do I?"
there are really a few of you. I'm sure
Yes,
you
I have
probably
a
have an AI
twin.
in the closet.
There's a twin. Yes, I have him usually come out, and I just fill him with the words to say and make sure you smile and
That's
say
it.
"lovety" at least 20 times a show. And then you'll be
Amazing.
good.
But people love you, and it's great. I love you.
Ah,
You're just such a class act, man. Yeah. So it's like you can count the ones on your hands that you just you know are just have it,
yeah.
and you're there. You give everybody their time from all walks of life, and that's why it's like I can sit and talk to you about anything, from theater to music, venues, things, food, no matter what it is. I mean, you're so diverse, and I'm thrilled to be a retread. I mean, this is like, hey,
Retro
second time around. They say
second time around.
the second child's always easier because the firstborn, you went for. Oh, I love that backdrop. Look at that. It's great. That's
Yeah.
nice. I may have to steal that backdrop for you for one of my videos. But
So you were mentioning how the whole hair thing came about for Broadway, huh?
oh yes, oh yeah. I'm sorry. See, there's a good host. He'll bring you right back to the center after you drift off and go into
That's
outer
right.
space. Yeah,
That's right.
Tom
I
Bones
knew you never
Malone.
sang for the Drifters.
Yeah, I gigged with them actually a lot.
I'm
With
sure
the
you did.
Cheney Americans, you know. But yeah, Tom Bones Malone. We share the same birthday, Tom and I, June 16th. Tom was the trombone player for the life of the Letterman years. He was also one of the original band in the Blues Brothers. So he's playing on a date one day in, oh man, maybe 1969 or something like that. And he's doing a date for this woman by the name of Dolores Hall. Dolores was like one of Tom O'Horgan's ringers. Like if he wanted somebody to come into the show and tear the house down in the 11th hour, Dolores, she was in Best Little Whorehouse, Superstar, Hair. I mean, she was just on Broadway her whole life. And she had a deal with United Artists and she was looking for material. And the producer had turned to Tom and said, hey, we're still looking for some more songs for the record. If you have anybody, we'd be happy to check them out. And so Tom called me up and said, hey, they're looking for songs, Peppy. You got some songs. So I hitched up with them, and lo and behold, they recorded 4 of my songs back then on Dolores's record. And Dolores looked at me because I looked like a tree. I had a fro from, the mother of all fros. And Dolores looked at me and she said, hey, they're looking for a new burger. And I said, what's a burger? And she said, burger, that's like one of the main, there you go. That's one of the main roles in Hair. The show's opened up in LA and it's all over the world. And they need somebody to come in and be the next burger on Broadway in the original production. So she said, why don't you come down and see the show? And so I went down and saw the show. Now, mind you, I'm a proverbial knee-high because I'm a little rock and roller with a hit record. And I knew Shelley Plimpton from my days of gigging in the that's true. And so I knew Shelley Plimpton from my days of gigging in the Village. She worked at the Night Out Cafe. She was the hostess at the Night Out Cafe, right? And so so I said, oh, it's great. I'll get to see that and I'll get to Shelley. But I thought like, oh my God, now they're doing a show called Hair. I was just like, oh, please give me a break, between the hippies and the movements and all that stuff. And so then I go down and see the show, and I sat in the back of the house and I saw the show, and all of a sudden in my mind, I went, Peppy, you friggin' asshole. I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I was like, oh my God, I have to do this. I had such Keonis that at the end of the show, they said, come back stage. We'll introduce you to the production stage man, everybody. I literally went up to the production stage manager. Now, mind you, I'd never acted a day in my life. And I went up to him and I said, listen, I don't mean a conceit or anything. I said, but I love the show. I have to do this. I said, I really want to do this. I said, but I'll tell you right now, I've never acted a day in my life, but I know I can do better than what you have up there. And
wow,
yeah, talk about like, woo, being a little secure and
talk about confidence, right?
Oh my God. And you know what? She set up an audition for me. Dolores, so she lived right next to the Dakota on 72nd Street. I had a place up on 83rd off of Central Park West. And she says, come on, I'll take you down to the theater. We're having you, you're going to do an audition. I had a song all prepared, ready to go with sheet music and everything. And where I was going to do some vocal gymnastics. And I figured, okay, let me throw my best stuff at him, And so we take a train down 3 blocks away from the Biltmore Theater, I see kids lined up against the wall. And I'm going, I'm not even near the theater. And I'm seeing all these like hippies with long hair walking along. And I'm going, and I'm not saying anything. And I'm going, wow, where are all these kids going? What's this about? We get a little closer. And I see the line all the way to the theater. And I'm like, Dolores, are all these people here to audition for the show? And she goes, yes, but you don't have to be concerned with that. And I was like, zip it. So I zip it. I go walking with her. She walks me right into the theater. I get up there. I sang this song. They offered me the gig right after the song. They said, if you want to do it, you're hired.
You're
I
it.
was like,
Wow. Ooh.
Whoa. I said, I'd love to, but I don't want to be in the chorus. If I'm going to do this, I want something that has a little meat. As long as I know I have a principal role, they said, done deal. And that was it. And I did the show for a year and a half on Broadway, 8 shows a week.
Yeah.
And then after a year and a half, I was like, I got to get out of here.
After a while, you're kind of like,
yeah. I said, I got to get out of here. I spent the summer in Europe, and I went to Europe and had myself a nice little break.
Sort of a little siesta.
And then I came back and I started the band Barnaby By with the Alessi brothers, who were in the cast. Billy and Bobby Alessi were in the cast. And we go out and do one show at Kenny's Castaways when it was then up on the Upper East Side. Who's in the audience but Ahmet Ertegun?
Wow.
Ahmet Ertegun had Mary Clayton, who had just come off the road with Rolling Stones, and she was signed to Atlantic. He walked right up to me. Hey, kid, I love your band. Come back to my house. We all jumped into I had a black 1950 Dodge with my best friend Jonathan Stewart back then. And we jumped, his limo's outside, Ahmed's limo's outside. And we say, no, Ahmed, come with us. We jump into this black 1950 Dodge and drive to his townhouse. And 2 weeks later, Barnaby By was signed to Atlantic Records. Crazy.
That is unbelievable, huh?
Trust me, I've been up and down, but
even before, the trench coats was the first, right, for you?
The trench coats were the precursor to the Blues Magoos. I remember playing a church at like 13. Maybe I'm 14 years old with the trench coats. We played a church in the Bronx, and there was a weightlifting club called the Undertakers there. And we had to have a police escort out of the place. It was a Catholic school, and all the girls loved this like wacky little long hair guys from the Bronx, and all these muscle-bound freaks lifting weights were like ready to kill us. They literally had to call a police escort to get us out of the school. So yeah, it's been quite a little ride.
And it was Blues Magoos, Bloos first before Blue, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
And a guy named Tom Wilson. Now, Tom Wilson was this 6'4", 6'5" A&R guy, this African-American A&R guy for Columbia Records. I believe they all sat around on a table and came up with the Blues Magoos. The band did not come up with Blues Magoos. It was done in an A&R session. And Tom Wilson was the guy who did an amazing thing. Are you aware of who Tom and Jerry are?
Yes, and we're not talking about the cartoon, right? Exactly. Tell our audience.
No, Tom and Jerry are or were before they became Simon and Garfunkel. They were Tom and Jerry. And The Sounds of Silence was a little acoustic song that they were releasing. Tom Wilson took their acoustic track and overdubbed an entire orchestra. And that was what became the record. And then they came out because we shared the same manager at that point in time, which was my first manager. It was very short-lived. And we all broke away from the guy, and he's no longer around. So I won't throw him under the bus. But but that was it. And the Blues Magoos started playing a regular stint at the Night Owl Cafe in Greenwich Village, and that's kind of where we got discovered. That's the club where the Love and Spoonful came out of. So that was my plunge into the world, and fortunately, I've never had to look back, and I've just kept reinventing the wheel for me. And then, of course, I had the 20-year jingle career, which was 20 years. I mean, so yes, I wrote and sang commercials for 20 years without missing a beat.
That's
And
right. What was that like? You enjoyed doing that?
yes and no.
I sort of miss jingles. I mean, when you heard it for radio stations, TV stations, I've chatted with a lot of session musicians and those singers and folks who produce them for television, for radio, for companies, for products. I'm a pepper, you're a pepper. All of that's pretty much gone. There are no more jingles. And those jingles, when you hear the
oh, they
jingle,
were iconic.
you felt good about whatever it was, whatever the entity was, whatever the idea
Yeah.
was, the product was, because of the relationship you had to hearing the music and the melody and the harmony. There was just something great. And even we've mentioned this multiple times with some who've come through from television and elsewhere. TV themes, you'd also be able to sing the theme. Now there's hardly even a theme. It's just like one piano key and the show starts, if there's even any music at all. And there was something about, hearing those iconic TV themes and the singers singing the open and, movie themes, all of it.
The only time you get it once a year, like at the Super Bowl. Everybody will sit down to see the commercials on the Super Bowl. And it's like, it's part of the game. It's like part of halftime. You wait and see, and everybody rates them and does that. Another great show, Jim. I love it. I love the
Moxie.
Oh, that's so sweet.
An old school word. Huh?
Yeah. And so, yeah, it was great. Christine turned in to say hello, Peppy, and everyone.
Hello, ladies. So
there
great
you
to
go.
have you
There's
here.
Jeannie Wifey Honeymoon. Yeah, she's very creative. Jeannie wrote a few books way back, children's books. She's got a line of there we go. That's it. There's my little honey bunny.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I have yet to meet her. I hope to meet her soon.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah.
It's this is it.
I
finally got it right after being single for 7 years.
Who sang that song? Was that Kenny Loggins? This is it.
Yeah, this is a great song.
Oh yeah, he's another. I saw him perform and got a chance to chat with him a couple years ago at a big gala event in Stamford, Connecticut, actually, for a charity. And he is an unbelievable performer. He gives 110%. He dove off the stage and somehow was able to stand on top of one of the theater seats and was playing a guitar right in front of everybody. Yeah. He just is unreal.
Oh yeah, no, he's legendary.
He's a real performer. Yeah, on many levels.
Yeah. So the jingle thing was good and bad. It was a lot of work.
Do you recall some of them that our audience might remember?
Oh, well, I sang so many, from the quicker, thicker, picker upper. That went for 15 years. Then you got chocolate is scrunches when it crunches. That's why I love Nestle Crunch. You have so many. I don't even know where. Get your skis shined up. Grab a stick of juicy fruit. Taste is gonna move, yeah. And the great thing about those things is that, for instance, Juicy, for instance, they would take snow footage for winter, get your skis shined up, and they would run that for half a year. And then in the summer, they would take skis right out on the ocean and use that. So if you had a winter, it would run forever, And oh my God, there's so many things. I can't even remember them. I did, I'm Emmy nominated for CBS Sports music. I wrote Look for Champions for CBS Sports.
Oh yeah, I remember all of that.
All those campaigns, all that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I did a lot. I'd have to go look, but I used to walk through the supermarket and go, now what haven't I done? Because Mountain Dew, Welch's, Jello, you know, I mean, so many things. And then the Chevy, you know, all those Heartbeat of America type stuff, and the
Oh, really? Did that too?
Chevy trucks, the Nestle's Sweet Dreams are made of this. We did a bunch of arrangements on those. I mean, it pretty much came through, you know, Budweiser, tons of Budweiser spots. There was Michelob, Miller. I mean, you name it. Back then, the airlines, Southwest, Pan Am, Eastern, you know, had all these things going on. It was like day to day to day, but it kept you sharp because you were in the studio every day with the best people on earth. What people don't realize is in the days before everything became MIDI and doing everything by yourself on a computer, all that stuff was live bands. So all the guys that you saw every day show up on the records and in Letterman at night, what do you think they were doing in the daytime? They
Yeah.
were doing jingles, you know, Kenny Asher, Paul Schaefer, Will Lee. I mean, all the best musicians on earth. They were going 24/7 during the day. Some of these guys had 3 sets of gear because they would work for my music house and then be like, okay, at 1 o'clock, I'm over at this house. Now I'm over this. So they had cartridges going to all different with identical sets of gears because they were working so much because the schooled cream of the crop guys could get it down faster than anybody else on earth. You know, they'd come and read a chart in a half an hour. You had your track. Then the strings from Lincoln Center would show up. Then the Uptown Horns or different people would show up. Then everything changed because she could start doing stuff on synthesizers and strings.
Yes.
And
Was
then,
that around the 80s, would you say?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was like, if I don't embrace this, I'm going to be a dinosaur. So, you know, meanwhile, some of the poor musicians were going, this is blasphemy. You're putting somebody out of work, you know. But I'll show you how far I go back. You want to? I'm like older than dirt here.
Yeah.
Sometimes when the Blues Magoos recorded at Regent Sound Studio, their first time recording on 57th Street between 5th and 6th, Bob Lifton was a well-known engineer then. We got carded by Local 802, the local musician union. You had to show your card that you were in the union, and you were not even allowed to double. You couldn't double a guitar lick. You couldn't double background vocals, nothing, because you were keeping another brother musician out of work.
Oh, wow.
This is in the days when 4-track was just going to 8-track. I'm a little puppy, so I'm like witnessing all this change. Like when I was in the Village, I literally saw the Village go from folk to electric. I saw it go from like Dave Van Ronk, Phil Oakes, all these kind of stuff to all of a sudden, ooh, the Lovin' Spoonful, you know, Bob Dylan, Richie Havens, everything started switching and changing. The Left Bank, all these bands started coming in, and the British invasion came, and all these little coffee houses started flipping over to having amps and a little bigger stage. Sure, it was kind of an amazing time to witness all
Did you
this
like it?
stuff. Yeah.
Did you
Well,
like the switch?
I like it now because I realized what I witnessed.
Right.
Then, yeah, oh, I loved it. I'm 14, 15 years old, right out of doing 10 years in the Bronx. I'm supposed to be in school. I'm dodging truant officers and stuff like this because I'm a truant. They're going to put me away in the children's village in Dobbs Ferry. And I'm
Yeah.
running off a stage paranoid from detectives looking for me to take me away. As a matter of fact, the grace of God, the truant officer found me. 2 months after I ran off the stage from detectives, he found me and he said, listen, I can see you're not on the streets. He says, but they're going to put you away if you don't work with me.
If you
So
don't
I was
work
like,
with me, yeah.
okay. He goes, listen, I will come down here. I will pick you up on a Monday morning and I'll take you. Will your mother sign you out with your parents' consent? I said, you know what? I think she would. I think she'd do it. He goes, great. When are you going to be 16? I'm 14 years old. I'm 14 years old. My face drops and I go, I'm going to be 15 in 2 months, then his face drops because he realizes, like, oh, God, how am I going to do this? You know what this guy did? He brought me back to DeWitt Clinton High School in the Bronx, where I was supposed to go, where I was a total outcast because I had long hair and I wore boots. And it's like, I'm going to get my head handed to me. The principal would make me sit in his office till I cut my hair. And then after weeks of doing that, I said, screw that. I'm not doing that anymore. So I just left school. I left everything. But the guy, literally, God bless this man, he changed my life. He forged my birth certificate so that when I turned 15 years old, he made it that I was turning 16 years old. And I legally got signed out of the school system on 2 months before my 15th birthday.
Wow. That's
which
incredible.
allowed me then to, like, at least live and not run from the truant office. Tony Fisher.
Yeah, look what she says.
my
Peppy's slogan from the Jingle days: "Stand up and
God,
be
I love
great."
Tony
Immediately.
Fisher, world-class photographer. Oh my God. I call her Generalissimo. She's one of the best.
Wow.
So,
Tony and everybody who's new, welcome to the Jim Masters Show live series. It's really awesome to have you
great.
here.
Great.
Somebody, I listed off just the short list of some of the extraordinary people that you've had an opportunity to work with over the years, my friend. And Richie Havens was one of them, with that iconic sound and such a man of heart and soul. He's deeply missed. Did you know that he also got involved in the jingle world as well? This iconic singer was in the jingle world as well.
Hello.
And I have evidence of that.
Amtrak.
Yes. And this is Richie Havens. I was telling people, listen to this promo for CBS, gang. See if you can spot who that iconic singer is. And it's Richie Havens, CBS, 1980s. We've got the touch.
We've got a way of doing things here in the USA. A certain style, a certain flair that comes through every day. You've got the touch, America, and you're coming on with all the best. We've got the touch, America, UNCBS. You're tuned to us, we're tuned to you. With stars to touch you through and through. A touch of laughter, a touch of tears, with friends you've loved for years. We've got the touch, America, coming on with all the best. We've got the touch, America, UNCBS, UNCBS. We've got a way of having fun here in the USA. A certain style, a certain flair that comes through every day. You've got the touch, America, and you're coming on with all the best. We've got the touch, America, UNCBS. You're tuned to us, we're tuned to you. With stars to touch you through and through. A touch of laughter, a touch of tears, with friends you've loved for years. We've got the touch, America, and we're coming on with all the best. We've got the touch, America, UNCBS, UNCBS.
Richie did a
Isn't that
bunch
amazing?
of spots.
Did you ever see that when he did that for them?
Oh yeah, Richie
Yeah.
did a bunch of. We did some of those Amtrak, All Aboard Amtrak with Richie.
That's right.
So Richie came in. As a matter of fact, if you find on YouTube, look for Champions on CBS Sports 1980. You'll see what I did. I think 1986, maybe I don't know. Look for Champions on there. Yes, of course I got royalties. Thank God. But the jingle business was entirely different than the record business,
Yeah,
because
really. Yeah, yeah.
because in the record business you write your own songs, and you pray that radio plays them. In the jingle business, Chevy spends. I think I saw this past Super Bowl. A 30-second spot was going for between 7 and 8 million.
Yeah.
So so these companies, they buy the hit. See, so
Yes.
you hear the song, and you hear the song over and over and over, uh, uh, because they do that. But I met Richie Havens when I was 15.
Did you?
Actually, maybe I was 14 then, and we became fast friends. He walked into a little club called whatever it was called, the Village Music Hall, and the Blues Magoos. We had just finished rehearsing. I think we were probably still the trench coats then, and there was nobody in the place but me standing on the stage. And Richie walked in, and he came up to me. I was standing on the stage. I was the only person in the club. That it was in the afternoon. Nobody was there. Even the guy who ran the club was out getting lunch or something like that. And I'm standing on the stage, and Richie walks up and he says, "Hey kid, you in a band?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "You want to hear a song?" I said, "Sure." So he pulls out his guitar and about 6, 7 pages of lyrics, and proceeds to sing me this song called Follow, which was on his first record, Mixed Bag. My mouth dropped. I was in total shock. His hands were like huge. Richie was like 6'3", 6'4", something like that. I'm a little kid. And from that moment on, I had a lifelong friendship with Richie. And me and my little childhood sweetheart, we would go see him in every club. When he came into the Night Owl, we'd sit what we called the crotch watcher seat, the first row, right at the stage. You had to look up, and all you could see like the guy right there. And so
Whiplash. Yeah.
yeah, and the first TV show I ever did was the first TV show Richie ever did, and it was the Clay Cole Show in New York on WPIX. Richie and I stayed
WPIX.
friends, and I wrote a song called "Just Beginning," because about a year before Richie passed, Richie called me up on the phone. We spoke for an hour, and he called to tell me that he's going to the Cannes Film Festival to play a special command performance for Sean Penn. And I'm like going, "Richie, that's amazing. Oh my God." He said, "Well, they're giving Sean Penn an award." They asked him who his favorite recording artist was, and Sean Penn said, "Richie Havens." So he goes, "Could you believe that?" I said, "Wow, man, that's great." I said, "Richie, we're getting away with murder to be doing what we're doing at our age." And in his hippie voice, he went, "Hey, man, I'm just getting started. I'm just beginning." And so I said, "Richie, I am going to go downstairs into my studio right now when we hang out, and I am going to write a song called Just Beginning." And that's what I did. And I sent it to him before he passed. And I have a song now that's part follow of Richie and part something I wrote because I wanted to do a collaboration, but he passed and stuff. But I have a long history with Richie. And oh yeah, he's just amazing. I've done jingles with Luther Vandross. I used to have Phoebe Snow come in and sing all the time, because sometimes people don't know it, but these people, Phoebe Snow was such a well-respected singer, but she wasn't, a household name, and so sometimes it was very hard for her to get by. And she had a disabled child, and life wasn't always easy for her. So she would call me up and say, "Come on, Peppy, can't you throw me something? Don't you have anything like this?" And so she sang my "Sure to Be Dry" or "Safeguard." I did soaps, Safeguard and Sure. Safeguard the ones you love. That was all Phoebe Snow and stuff, because I knew it would be a good payday for her. And so it was a nice way that I could give back, to some of my friends and things like that, because the jingle business was, it was a godsend for
Do you
a lot
miss
of
it at all?
No. Well, because I didn't, I was,
I mean, you
had
guys
this,
were creating such a warmth and a
yeah,
feeling.
but I had this crazy, I came from the era of that if you did a commercial, you were a sellout. you know.
Sure. It's
When
just
you
like if news and entertainment blended, the news people, the
right,
journalists, anchors couldn't do anything. They couldn't host
yeah,
game shows and do entertainment, and the entertainment people. It was harder actually for journalists to do game shows and
right,
entertainment shows. Now
exactly.
it's everything's all mixed.
Exactly.
Everybody
Well,
does everything.
when Michael Jackson did Pepsi, everyone said, "All right, screw that, let's go." Michael Jackson doing it, and everyone started cashing in. You know, my deal with it was that I've been a recording artist my whole life, and there's nothing more shady than record companies and the record business. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. You get robbed blind. It's like 10 for us, 2 for you. 10 for us, 2 for you. So I would tell people when they would, say, "Oh man, you're a sellout." I say, "Dude, when you sit home and you write a song, that's art. The minute you take that song out of your house and you want to join the capitalistic world, it ain't art anymore. It's art 50%, business 50%." And there's a whole business out there that looks at business as their art. And if you don't learn what's going on, you're going to get ripped off big time. Like I did. I learned through the school of hard knocks. And then I would get a phone call every week. Every week I would have people calling me up saying, "Hey man, can't you get me in? Can't you get me in? Can't you get me in?" And I'd be like, "Guys, listen, I didn't knock on a door. I got asked." You know, it's like, and it's kind of like people are earning livings here and they're not rolling over to let somebody else in. It's a very tight community. I mean, Patti LaBelle, I mean, you name it, everybody was out doing jingles because they were a brand and they'd nail it fast. And once you did a bunch of jingles and your voice resonated with the public, those people would work all day long for 4 or 5 music houses. I stayed with one music house as a writer because I didn't want to work all over the place. And I still wanted to make records and I still wanted to be able to go out. And my deal
Yeah.
with the music house was like, listen, when duty calls, if I have to go out and support a record, I'm going to go out and tour and I'm going to do that. But I'll kill for you when I'm around and I'm here and I'll do my best job, to being the jingle.
You've worked with so many people, as I mentioned over the years, Laura Branigan, Michael Bolton, Liza Minnelli, Ronnie Spector, of course, Peter
I got
Allen.
it. There's a funny one with Ronnie. Um, I got a call to sing on one of her records one day, and I was like, "Oh, great, Ronnie Spector. Oh my God." Like she's the little generation before me when I'm a little kid, a young kid listening to songs on the radio. And so I was thrilled to do that. So I find myself in Munich one day and I'm in Munich and a friend comes to me and says, "Oh, the local DJ, he really wants to interview you tonight. Would you go on radio in Munich and do this?" And I'm thinking, "Really? Guy wants to? Oh, cool." I said, "Sure, of course. Absolutely." So now, they're driving me there. We're going to the radio station. I'm sitting and I'm thinking like, wow, man, the guy probably knows I wrote all this stuff with Kiss. He probably knows the Magoos, maybe that was Hair. And so we go on the air and he goes, "Und Peppy Castro and Ronnie Spector." And I'm like, at that point, I had forgotten that I'd even done a record. And I was like, "Ronnie Spector, oh my God," And so it just shows you, but he was like a huge Ronnie Spector fan. And he saw on a Ronnie Spector my record, my name.
Do you remember what song it was?
I haven't a clue. It's like I couldn't tell you what I did on the Ice Records or Joan Jett or any of that stuff. I mean, I have to go
Yeah.
back and look.
To see, because it's so many. Yeah,
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
so many.
As a matter of fact, you just reminded me. I don't know if you know who Eddie Kramer is.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, well, Eddie's turning 80, and I'm supposed to do a happy birthday video to him,
Are you
because he
really?
would call me up and say, "Come on in and sing for this and sing for that." So you just remind me I have to do a little video like "Happy Birthday, Eddie Kramer."
Now, your music has been recorded by the likes of Diana Ross, Kiss,
Yeah,
Cher, and many others.
yeah,
That's a toasty feeling to have that happen, huh?
yeah. Got some gold down here and some up in New York, and oh yeah, that's just a blessing. That's not like jingles where you make your royalties. That when
As
those
they
things
air.
go gold and they sell,
Yeah.
you get some nice checks, and then
Yes.
it dwindles down as things go on. With Diana Ross, I had the B-side of "Woo, I'm Missing You.
Oh,
Tell me
yeah.
where the road turns," right?
Yeah.
Which was an ode to Marvin Gaye, because Marvin Gaye died.
Right.
And I had the B-side of that single with a song called "We Are the Children of the World." Now, Lionel Richie wrote "Missing You," I believe, with Michael Jackson. And so when that record came out, the B-side there, everybody started calling me Paul Stanley, and everybody's like, "Oh man, did you get ripped off when We Are the World, We Are the Children came out?" What happened was a lot of my friends thought it was my song from the B-side of Diana's single, and I was like, "No, no, no, it's not me, it's not me." And they said, "Man, did you get ripped off?" And I said, "Well, oddly, it's funny that Lionel Richie, who wrote the We Are the World, We Are the Children," I believe with Michael Jackson. I could be wrong on that. They had my song like 9 months before that ever came out, and I said, "Well, what am I going to do? Sue Biafra?" It's like
Yeah.
bad press. Leave it alone. But what happened was that single came out, and I thought it was going to be a big record. And then what happened was it got to 50 on the Billboard charts, and then all of a sudden it started going and started tanking. I went, "Oh, all right, shoulda, woulda, coulda." But then Diana went on the Academy Awards and sang it on the Academy Awards, and within 2 weeks it was top 10.
Incredible, huh?
The medium is the message, the power of TV.
That's
So
really what
yeah,
it is.
so that was like wow. But yeah, I had a musical I wrote called Zen Boogie in 1978 up in Beverly Hills, California, and Cher came to that song, and I had a song in there to that show, and I had a song in there called "Happy Was the Day We Met," and she was like, "Oh my God, this song reminds me of me and Sonny. Do you mind if I record it?" I was like, "Are you kidding?"
Doing mine.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they cut the
I'll
song
press
actually.
I'll press record on the recorder for you,
Yeah,
Cher.
yeah. Where do I sign? Absolutely. So and then my years of Kiss. I did some of their solo records. Paul Stanley and I were good buddies, and Gene. I wrote the song "Naked City" with Gene, which was
Incredible.
which is great.
Yeah.
It's a great song, and I wrote it with Gene and Bob Kulick, who was a former Balance member who passed away
Yeah.
recently.
That's right.
But it's somehow I'm still here, and I just got married.
Yes. I mean, yes, the bells, I tell
So
you.
honeymoon, let me see. Honeymoon, is Spartacus available for his cameo? I figure I don't know how much time you got on the air, but I gotta show you Spartacus.
Oh,
You you
yes.
you may see an arm come in.
An arm will come
Let's
in.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
let's see if an arm can come in and hand Spartacus, because let's see if my little
Will it
man
be
is
a
gonna
male
make.
or female arm? I
It's
think
it's
I'm
gonna be
guessing female.
yes, it's gonna be Jeannie Honeymoon, and here
Oh,
is
look at that.
Mr.
Wow.
Spartacus. There he is. There
She
he
should
is. He's
Jeannie should
yes,
come in with you. Yeah,
yeah.
come on in.
Come on,
Come
Spunny.
on
You want
in.
to get in
She's
there?
got a
Don't you?
cool
Gonna make
shirt on
camera there.
too.
Look at
Welcome. Look
that.
at
This is the
that.
family dynamics. Look at Sparty. There he is.
Wow.
He's ready to take on the Roman Empire.
Oh my.
It's like she rescued him. He was abandoned on the side of the street with a litter, and she said, "That's it. He's the guy." So he's living the life of Riley now. Here, all 7 pounds of him. You know.
If he's union, I hope he doesn't bark. That'll cost us a fortune.
but but that'll get him in the union. Okay,
That'll get him in the union. What a cutie. Two
saying
cuties
good night.
there.
There you go.
Wow. Special bonus.
That eats
Exclusive.
up more of my time than
Inside the family life
you
of
can
Peppy
imagine.
Castro.
Yeah, like 3:00 in the morning, honey. You want to get him up? He's got to go to bed.
Yeah, it's
No, honey, you
it's
do it.
like a baby, right?
Yeah.
You've got to
Oh,
feed the
it's like a
baby
baby.
and
It's like a baby retard. It's like, poor little thing. He's
just
teething. His
oh
baby teeth are
yeah.
falling out.
They want
I
all
give
that
him ice
levity.
cubes.
Yes, they want all of the
Yeah.
levity. That's what it is, my friend.
So I have more videos coming for sure.
Could you imagine that Psychedelic Lollipop goes back to November 1966? The debut album?
Yeah,
Isn't it unbelievable?
that is unbelievable.
66.
Yeah, I have a buddy of mine who's going to come here from Sweden, hopefully, because he's the only person who motivates me to finish my book.
Yeah.
So my book is called The Prince of McDougal Street, and
Oh, cool.
yes, a dear friend, Alan Merrill, God rest his soul, who died from COVID last year.
Mm-hmm.
Alan was one of the writers on I Love Rock and Roll. Put another
Oh,
diamond in the
yes.
rock, baby. And he was an
Right.
iconic talent.
Yeah.
And I'm doing one of these shows one day with Alan, and he turns around to me and says, "Well, Peppy's the Prince of McDougal Street." I'm going, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, the Prince of McDougal. You're the Prince of McDougal Street." I said, "Alan, what are you talking about?" He goes, "You never heard that?" And this is like maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago. And it's now 45 years later. And he's like, "Peppy, you were known as the Prince of McDougal Street." I said, get out of here. He goes, "I can't believe you never heard that." I said, "I've never heard that." He said, "Peppy, when you would do a set in the Night Owl Cafe and you would walk around the corner, you would come out of the club, you would go to the corner of 3rd McDougal and you would walk down McDougal, and everybody would say, 'That's Peppy Magoo. He's the Prince of McDougal Street.'" So lo and behold, I'm the Prince of McDougal Street.
Isn't that
No
incredible?
sooner does he say that to me, that Junie Spoon Moon, our little June Rachel Ospa, Rachel Sin Ospa, our little best friend, Junie.
June for short.
Yes. That's what they call Spoonie because she's such a great lyricist. So the very next day, she had something going on at the Players Theater that I was supposed to go down and see. Now, what was the Players Theater address? It was 110 McDougal Street. I had not been down to McDougal Street in years. And so the night before, I just learned that I'm the Prince of McDougal Street. And the next day, I have an appointment at the Players Theater. So I parked my car and I'm walking down Washington Square Park on McDougal Street. I'm going, "Hey, I'm the Prince of McDougal Street." And I'm on McDougal Street for the first time in years. It was like surreal. And I'm walking into the Players Theater. The Players Theater was where I used to walk around and see the Fugs. Now, for those of you who don't know the Fugs, I guess you'll have to Google it because they were not of this world. They would come out stage with machine guns and everything in the 60s. And they were like the real rebel squad of the village back then in that movement. But really, I remember being in rooms with Timothy Leary and Marshall McLuhan and all of these guys. And I'm like this little kid, the baby of the whole family there. They'd sneak me into bars at night and everything. So I'm tired just from hearing myself, but I'm still going.
It's absolutely incredible. Like I said, Psychedelic Lollipop, we're going back to like 1966. What was it like? Do you remember what it was like? Maybe some memories from recording that iconic situation?
Oh, yeah. Well, I tell you, the big thing I remembered was recording and have the unions come in and ask for our cards to make sure that, we weren't allowed to double anything. So there's no doubling on that record. We tracked it as a band. We got up there and we sang it. That's it. But the big thrill about that is being a kid and hearing yourself on the radio for the first time.
It's got to be, right?
That's like, and you know what? Back then, for you to get on WABC, you had to be a hit everywhere else in the United States. There's no way you were getting played on New York radio until you were hit everywhere else in the United States. But the first time I heard myself on WABC, I was like flabbergasted. It was just like the greatest rush, probably one of the biggest hallmark aha moments of my young little life. Like, you know, and you never think it's going to end.
No, no, right. It's
You
right.
know, the Blues Magoos are one-hit wonders because their follow-up single Pipe Dream was banned by ABC. Because at that point in time, the lyrics were you're having a pipe dream, an ordinary pipe dream. Now you see it flashing right before your eyes. But the message of the song was come back to reality. Don't get hung up on the drugs, right? But at that point in time, the whole psychedelic love flower power movement was starting to become so big that the establishment was so afraid of it that the Blues Magoos lost their follow-up single because it got banned by the ABC network. And then everybody said, well, okay, well, their first one hit. What their second one do? Oh, that didn't do so well. And then that was the Titanic. And then anybody can book a hit. And when you're trailing off. And so the Blues Magoos life was cut a little short. Oddly enough, they still hold up because we did some inventive things, you know, electric suits in 1968.
Yes.
You know, who did that?
Right.
You know, we literally I guess I should throw this in the book. We literally used to put our suits on at 3:00 in the morning and run outside of the hotel rooms when we were near an interstate.
Yeah.
And we would run out in the middle of the night so that people would think they saw aliens in the middle of the night. And we'd run along the interstate with these things flashing, you know. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was a wild ride. And then,
but you're still doing your thing too. You're still performing. You're still, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I haven't performed much. I mean, I'm threatening to. I guess Barnaby Bye has one more in him. The recent Blues Magoos video I did as a cap. I'm doing caps on certain things so that if I don't do anymore, at least I've left a current video to where I can say, you know what, I went out up here with something that's kind of, you know, I'm proud of, like the Balance video I did recently, The World I Used to Know. That's a great video. And then I did this Nowhere is Somewhere video for the Magoos. And it's like this way, if somebody wants to look at where they are now, they can see at least something current that pretty much the nucleus of the original bands did. And it's like kind of my cap. So I don't have to do anything else with that. There's stink face, I call that. That's the stink face photo.
Oh, where you're really sort of
that's
in
where
your
you're
zone.
Just feeling every little note, and you're like, and your whole body is into it. And that's the in the zone stink face, we call that one.
This is a cool photo group shot. Tell us about this.
Oh yeah, that is. Let's see, that was being on tour with The Who and Herman's Hermits. We all went out together every night on our own plane, the whole deal. We toured for the whole summer of 1967. So that's a young Peppy and a young Pete Townsend. Some TV radio hosts. You got Roger Daltrey there on the left, and behind him is Ronnie Gilbert, the bass player for the Magoos. So, and yeah, I got some fun, well, not so fun, but more insane Keith Moon stories where I survived.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He was everything they say he was and more. And I was stupid enough to go out with him almost every other night till when I said, you know, I want to live. So let's not keep going out with Keith anymore because he's got a death wish. He's like beyond, So I cut it short the day after my whole clothing got ripped off, my whole chest was bleeding, everything else. and we were in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And the whole tour had landed, and we all check into the hotel, and the roadies are going, listen, it's going to take a half an hour to check everybody in, so everybody wants to just chill till we get your rooms ready, right? You're talking 3 bands, souvenir, merch, everything on a huge DC-10, and they're playing cards, we're goofing around, we're up all night long and stuff like that. So Keith comes to me, and I'm maybe 17, 18 years old. And he goes, come on, mate, come on. Let's go across the street. Come on, I want to get a drink. So I'm like, okay, cool, man, let's go. So we go across the street in Chattanooga, Tennessee, across the street from this hotel. It's a bar. It's 2:00 in the afternoon. And I swear to you, you open the bar door up, and it was like a railroad flat. And all you could see was the bar, going 3-dimensional deep. And there must have been about 12 guys at 2:00 in the afternoon sitting at the bar drinking. You have the bartender and then the guy sitting on the bar. Well, the door opens up. And the minute the door opens up, it's like Dracula, light opens up into the bar, and all you see is like 12 guys on the bar do this. And they start looking at the front door. And all of a sudden, Keith Moon and I are standing there, and one of the guy goes, hey, y'all, get a load of these 2 fairies. And without batting an eye, Keith goes over, picks up an empty bar stool, and cracks it over the guy's back. 2:00 in the afternoon.
Wow.
Within 30 seconds, I'm on the floor. Keith is on the floor. The 12 diddly dangs are on us, like
unbelievable,
us to no end. My coat, I had like this phony sealskin woman's coat that I bought in some store in Michigan, to look really hippie, cool, Bo Brummelish, and I'm getting beat. My clothes are being ripped off. My chest is bleeding. I get away from them. I run over to the hotel.
It's like Black Friday at Walmart.
Worse. Gone postal, and I'm going, you better get them. Now, mind you, our roadies are all ex-Marines and, big bruises. And they just run over and they get them out. And I said, okay, I think I'm done.
I think I'm done. Yeah. I think I've reached my my limits.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. From now on, I'll stay on the side stage and enjoy the show.
Being a casual observer. Observer. Hey, look at this.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow. Look at the progression, huh?
Yeah.
Tell us, take us through, like, when were these various time periods?
The first one on the left, where I'm looking like a little cleaned up hippie. That's a day after I got talked into going to Charles of the Ritz, because our managers decided that we have to stay one step ahead of everybody. And now they're all long hairs. Now we should flip the script and clean it up a little bit. So under protest, I went and had that haircut.
This looks like George Carlin's progression too.
Yeah. Oh, and I used to see George all the time at the scene in his green iridescent suit.
Yes.
In the wonderful wino days, right?
Sure.
And then the shot next to that is a solo shot of me on tour with the electric suits. All those little windows you see all lit up with a very speed power pack, a battery operated power pack, so we could change the speeds of the blinking light, and all the veins glowed in black light. So that was pretty cool.
Wow.
Then the next shot is that I believe was at a taping of the Smothers Brothers at CBS in Hollywood. That's when we did the Smothers Brothers show. The next shot over there are your typical hair attire, go out and rock the house.
Yes.
And those patches would rip every night in the next one. And I'd leave and I'd just go to wardrobe and go, come on, guys, get it ready for tomorrow night. And
Yeah.
so every night I had new patches sewn on. The real funny big thing on the right in that checkered suit was I was sick beyond measure that day, and we were taking an album cover for Barnaby Bye for our first record, and one of the guys in the band had taken a shot a day or two earlier, and his clothing didn't fit him like it was mine on that. And so I came up with this brilliant idea of like, why don't we call the album Room to Grow? Because we had gotten signed to Ahmet Ertegun like on our first show, and we didn't even know who we were, let alone what we were going to do,
Right.
And so being in the theater world at that point in time, there was a costuming house in New York called Brooks Van Horn. And so I called them up and I said, hey, do you have any Fat Man vaudeville suits?
Wow.
And they said, yeah, they did. And we rented a bunch of Fat Man vaudeville suits. It backfired on me because I'm the front guy and I was sick as a dog. I barfed my brains off that day of the shoot. And the suit was so big that it made me look like I was 350 pounds. So every time we do somewhere, they'd go, where's the fat guy in the front? And, meanwhile, I was like 145 pounds then, sitting in this big Fat Man vaudeville suit. I was like, oh, God, okay, I got to live with that one. So you live and learn.
That's incredible, huh?
Yeah. But evolution, and then hair today, gone tomorrow. So it's gonna, thank God I still have my wits about myself, and
Yeah, you've been doing it a long time.
I'm having a good time.
Oh,
Marriage is so great at this stage of life, and my little Jeannie there, she saved my life. That's the way I look at it. She just saved my life. She adds years on to the whole deal, and we have the best time. We think of the same things simultaneously, like clockwork.
It's incredible how that happens. Soulmates.
Yeah, and my first date with her, after I met her with Ace, we sit in a date. We go in there. We sat down at this high-end restaurant called The Beacon in Jupiter, Florida. Right? We sit down. The first thing we did, I swear to God, we sat down. We started laughing. That was it. We just started laughing.
Best.
We couldn't tell you why we were laughing, but the poor waiter had to wait 15 minutes because we were hysterical laughing. I mean, we just looked at each other and went, and we just started laughing. And then it became uncontrollable. And it became a belly laugh because it was so sick. We didn't know why we were laughing. We just thought it was so silly that we were laughing. Then finally, after we stopped laughing and we actually start talking, we started asking birth dates. Turns out she's born on my mother's birthday.
Oh, that's incredible.
And I went, thank you. It's like, yeah.
Look who's here. Roberto Gomez is here.
Ruben!
Yes, he was a guest recently on our show, and he's a big supporter of our series. We love Ruben.
Oh my God.
Isn't he?
Yes.
Hello, my dear friend Peppy. Great interview with the best of the best. Thank you very much.
And what a story. I mean, come on. Ruben wasn't born here. I mean, oh my God.
Yeah,
thank you, Ruben.
If anybody didn't see that episode with the iconic Ruben on our show, go back. He was just on a couple of weeks ago, and it was really terrific. Good to see you, Ruben.
Yeah, Ruben.
I told him you were on tonight.
Yeah,
he said, "Give him a love."
And I texted you during the show. You guys probably, I don't know if you saw me or not. I've gone, hey, Ruben. I think it went past you on the screen.
Yes, it did. Speaking of friends, got a couple of photos from some fun things that we did. This was at that big gong show. Remember that gong show thing that we went to? They did the gong show sort of reenactment. It's me,
Leslie Gold, the radio
chick.
That
was Leslie Gold. And some of the comedians too. You, me, and a friend June.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, we showed this from the Writers Colony.
Yep.
This was at a party in New York City.
Oh
with
yeah.
I think it was June's birthday party, actually.
You can see I just arrived from
And there's
Florida.
Mark, who passed away, of course. He
Yes,
was
he
a
passed away. Yep,
prolific.
yep, yep.
He wrote the
Wow.
Banana Splits theme.
Ah,
Tra la
iconic.
la. Yes. So we were
Wow.
having a fun time. There we are.
Yeah, look at us. Radical.
We do
You,
look sort of
yeah, you look
summery.
really rad there. You got your like, hair
Summery.
spiked up. You're like,
We're having a good time with our friends, right?
wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow.
Some
Yes,
people
yes.
say they're friends, but then,
So
proof's in the pudding.
meanwhile, Leslie Gold, the radio chick, iconic radio chick from New York radio, is down here in Florida, very close to me. Her and her hubby, Carmine Appice, the world class drummer from everybody on the Sun. I mean, Carmine's played with everybody. He's just so iconic. Rod Stewart on down the line, Vanilla Fudge, Cactus. I mean, it's on and on and on. They're here. They're our friends. We go out with them. We're actually going to see Tower of Power.
Are you really? Wow.
Yeah, March 4th down here. Honeymoon, me and Leslie and Carmine, we're all going. And I have this song called Shake. Maybe if I say this out on this show, they'll get roped into it and have to do it. But I have this great song, Shake. And there is so I've asked Carmine to play on it.
Oh, cool.
Drums on it. And I've asked Leslie to make an ovation to this dance company in New York. It's called Dance United. Okay. And it's a public school after school program in New York City that features all children from the worst neighborhoods in New York. And it's fabulous. And they are doing a benefit. Well, I talk about this. Yes, I think so.
No, Maureen, are you talking about the two of us or him and Jeannie?
Oh, no, that's me and Honeymoon.
That's
I know
you
that.
and Jeannie.
We're already in alignment.
We're already in alignment. We're buddies.
Yeah, that's it. We are buddies. This is not just an interview.
This is a conversation.
This is
a Dick Cavett experiment.
We're having a moment. This is catch up time, But show what I wanted to do is I want to do a video with these kids because they're having a benefit, I believe, for the head of ABC television at the Cutting Room. I believe May 9th. I could be wrong. But I've asked Leslie to make an ovation there and say, would they be open to this? Could we get some kids in a video? Because the whole song's like, boom, 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 bap, bap, bap. It's all drums.
Yeah,
so I'm like, come on, Carmine. Come on, it's a great track. Let's do it. Let's get these kids. I'll donate stuff to the school, to the kids, to the program and the whole thing. So I'm hoping that comes to fruition. But that's the fun things you can do when you wake up and you go, what am I going to do today?
That's right.
You know,
we have another song that you sent along too, which I think is great. Give Me Love by Peppy Castro.
Yeah.
Tell me about that one.
Give Me Love was Honeymoon, Jeannie's Valentine's Day present.
So beautiful.
So I wrote this song after I met Jeannie, and I came home and it just started coming out. I was like, oh man, I'm having a fun time here. And so I released it February 14th, a year ago, as a Valentine's Day present for Jeannie.
And you're in the right spot. This is Levity Hall, the Jim Master Show live. So Give Me Love. I mean, this is like
rolling.
You know what I mean?
And there's the photos in here are the day we met. You'll see a photo with Ace Frehley where we met with him and stuff like that. But I think it's a great song.
It really is. You'll enjoy it, gang.
I love it.
Yeah. My special guests on the Jim Master Show live is
I had
Peppy
fun
Castro.
recording this.
Oh,
Again, I'm the whole deal. Playing everything, singing everything,
doing it all.
The video.
I know how that is.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm killing me. I'm killing me.
You're killing yourself. That's right. So Give Me Love. Peppy Castro.
Great.
Somebody came and saved me. I've been waiting all my life for you to show up. somebody came and gave me more love than I've ever known. You've touched my heart, you touched my soul, and now I never, ever wanna let you go. Sometimes I guess I always felt I've been waiting all my life. I've been waiting for a sign from heaven above. I've been waiting for your light. Give me love, baby. Give me love, I love you so. Give me all the love that you have inside, 'cause you know I want it more and more. You another light in my heart. Now you're my very next breath. I just want you to understand, you're the beat inside my chest. My lips are yours, baby, now, baby, just you and me. You give me love, you give me life, you give me ecstasy. Baby, I love you so now, it's just so hard to believe. I feel like I have to pinch myself. Baby, you're all I need. Let's go, let's go. This is too good to be true. Gonna thank my lucky heavenly stars for giving me life with you. Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Well, you know I can't stop thinking of you now, 'cause baby, you're just on my mind. Well, I've waited all my life for you to come along. I never had a love this kind. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Baby, you're the only one who turns me on. Now I see the past is over and done. Only one thing left for us to do. Just live my life, just me and just you. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Give me love, give me love. Baby, you give me love, give me love. I'm waiting for you all my life. Yeah, just you and I forever. You give me love, you give me love, give me love. Let's go, let's go. Just you and I forever.
Really,
It's a beautiful thing.
isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
and I love when I get a chance to see the guests. The viewers can't see it because they're looking at what we're showing, but you're in the moment. You're going back and forth to it,
Oh, yeah.
swaying to it, you know, rocking
Oh,
out.
you
to
can
it.
see me watching it. I'm like,
Yes, right down in
yeah.
our little screen there, our
oh
studio
yeah, oh
screen,
yeah.
which is really cool. When you played that for her, what was the reaction? It had to be like Miss Pat in Texas says, "Wow,
Well,
beautiful."
you know, we are polar opposites. Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, Jane. Ooh, there you go. Levity at its finest. I love it. You know, the amazing thing about Jeannie is that as a writer, I turn everything off. I only go out and see friends play, or if I support friends who will go out and perform. But other than that, and my ears are so bad, I've got tinnitus, I can hardly hear anymore, and all this stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to pick from other people, even subconsciously. So I turn everything off. I don't even watch TV. I don't listen to music. I have so much music here in my database of songs that I don't even want to hear other things. Friends will
Right.
send me stuff and I'll say, okay, and things like that. Jeannie is the exact opposite. She knows every lyric to every song imaginable. And she is pure music. She is like what I am to music and writing, she is to listening. She is just, you know, if she stands around, she starts dancing and singing. I go in heaven because she's got the moves, the whole thing. and she knows every lyric. I'm like, how do you know all this? So she's been part of the process as it goes, because I've been like, whoa, man, check this out. And her kids and everything, the minute they heard it, they were like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Because we have children from our former, we're both widowed,
Right.
which, is,
Yeah.
I guess, another reason why we're together.
Brought
and all that
together.
stuff.
Yeah.
But she is so musical. She knows. I mean, you put her on a game show, she'll get
it all.
She'll get it. I mean, I'm amazed. Like, you can throw a song at her and she'll tell you the lyrics. She'll tell you that. I mean, she's a Rolodex for it. It's like, I was like, how do you have room in the computer for that?
Yeah.
But it's great. So I love that about her, because it's just like, oh, okay, and
That's so beautiful. What would Peppy Castro of today say to Peppy of then? What would be your message?
Yeah, buckle up. I mean, thank God you're saving the drugs for your old age. I mean, I'm too,
He looks like a very serious and focused Peppy.
Oh
there.
yeah. That's like getting ready to go on stage.
Would you tell him it's going to work out? It'll be all right.
Yeah. Wow. If he asked, yeah. Faith is an amazing thing. So when you lose your spouse, your faith gets really tested, and my ex-wife suffered beyond belief.
Yeah.
And, I have always had faith, because my first guitar chord came as a result of a church play.
Yeah.
When I'm 13 years old. So it's something I always had in the back of my head. Don't forget. This is a gift from God. Don't forget, don't forget,
Correct.
don't forget, don't forget. And I guess maybe 30 years ago or something like that, after writing rock and roll songs and being in bands, I just made a pact with myself that I wasn't gonna put anything negative out anymore. No matter what. I mean, you got the tough songs here. Songs like I got a song called Step, a blues thing, like, I'm gonna step all over you because you did me wrong, kind of stuff. But I don't put negative messages out, which is rocking the planet. It's all based around faith and
Positivity and
positivity, absolutely.
Exactly.
And spiritual awareness.
Well, I want to let you know, in terms of the positivity and the impact that we make, we're the lucky ones getting a chance to do what we do for a living. That's not even work. We get to communicate and express who we are through our work and whatever God-given talent that we've been given. And sometimes, that impacts people greatly in an incredibly beautiful way. Kathleen Walker, dear friend in New York, one of our longtime Loverty viewers as well, says, Peppy, the last time you were here, my mom had just died, and you were so kind and made me smile. Thank you. You're an amazing performer and a wonderful person.
Oh, Kathleen.
That was the last time you were here.
You're gonna get me right there.
Last time you were here, her mom had just died, and she mentioned it to you, and you were very, spot on with your reaction, which was beautiful, Peppy.
It's funny. I did a gig in Connecticut, actually, years and years ago. An actual solo thing, just me acoustic, and this is after my wife passed away, and I had the song I wrote for my wife, and so the place was packed. It was a small club, but it was crowded, it was packed and everything, and I sang the song.
Was it Toad's place?
No, it wasn't Toads. I forget what it was, but I used to play Toads all the time.
Yeah.
And it was a smaller venue than Toads, but it was just acoustic,
It was, maybe it was Toad. Is that a Toads?
Yeah, Toe.
Toe.
Yeah. So, and my wife's stage name was Willie Blue, and I wrote this song called Willie Blue, and I told the story about her passing, and because before she passed, she'd looked at me and she said, "How come you never wrote me a song?" And I was like, ready to go into cardiac arrest. I couldn't believe she said that to me, while she's in end stage cancer. And I literally said to her, I said, wait here. And I went downstairs into my studio in the house and I wrote the song called Willie Blue, right? It's a great little song, you know, and it's on my Just Beginning CD, you know. And so I did the show. I had my little merch and CDs, and you know, it was a nice night for me. I said, okay, this is fun. I'm going, because it was like my coming out time to do things after my wife passed and stuff like that.
Sure.
And the show and things like that. And after it was done, some woman came up to me crying profusely and just gave me a hug and just gave me this unbelievable hug. And I'm like, oh, well, oh my God, oh my God. And she just started bawling, like, you know, you touched me so much. I'm a cancer survivor, the whole thing. And I just looked at her after that and she thanked me so much. I said, you're the reason why I came here tonight, you know? And it was like, it just clicked. Like, this is why you came here. You came here for this woman, you know, because that's what it was. It was this transference thing. And I never forgot that because, you know, everybody nice, like, oh, no, great, man. It was like, you know, fun, all that kind of stuff. But this woman was the last thing, and she cried and she just unloaded on me. And I realized that's I was there for that night, for that person, you know, and that's how minuscule it can get.
Right.
You know, you can get down to just, you know, it's that whole thing. If, you know, if you just make one person happy, or you just do this, or you do that, you know, it validates.
So true. It's really a true thing.
What you are and why you do it, you know. And that was one of those things I just never forgot about that woman. You
Isn't that extraordinary?
And that's the whole thing. We would pay to do what we do. Right?
And we probably have.
And then some.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
Is any of it refundable? Or?
Listen, there are a lot of black boxes in the radio record industry sitting there with royalties, but I'm not going to spend 40 grand to find 10.
A lot of freebie stuff's been done.
Yeah,
You know, sure.
Well, especially today, forget it. If anything, I don't know how kids go up today because, you know.
It's changed. You know. Yeah, what do you think about that? The industry has changed so much. You were there,
well,
you know.
Everything's payola. Everything's pay to play. You know, when we grew up, it was like you go to jail if somebody did that. You know, God forbid somebody walked into a radio station and slipped somebody a bill to get a record played. You know, now that's the only way you get played. You know, if you want to stream or you want to go on YouTube or Spotify or anything, you go online and say record promotion, YouTube promotion. Google does it. YouTube does it. They all do it. It is just like, you know, for $499 a month, we'll make sure that you get 100,000 subscribers, you know.
Oh, all that stuff. Yeah. I know.
That's what it is.
We've never done
I don't play that game.
We earn every view and every subscriber organically by people watching and enjoying. We don't pay for it. There's people who do even stuff like this, and they pay for all that fake subscribers, fake views, and all that stuff. Yeah. And I have a friend that works at Google and YouTube, and he gives me a list of people who are doing that. And I'm like, really? That one and that one? I'm like, and those aren't even real people. They're bots. They don't even care about what you're saying or what you're doing. And I said, we're not going that route. We earn every view and every subscriber, and we appreciate every single one of them.
There are people preying on talent every single day out there.
Right.
Talent that want to get ahead that don't know how. Pay me this and I'll get you this. Pay me this and I'll get you this. It goes on. I mean, thankfully I'm out of the game. I don't care. My wife looks at me and goes like, you know, honey, do you mind if I stay up tonight and I work? No, honey, do it. That's what you love, you know? And I have no expectations, and I don't care where it goes or what it is. I just still have to do it. It's still part of my soul, you know? And I do it. So now I'm into this video stuff. I just want to put content out and make videos. I got one I'm doing now called Here for the Ride, and which is from my CD from years ago. But Jeannie loves the song. It's one of my favorite songs. I said, oh, good. Then I'll do a video. You know.
I like the way you do the voices when you're talking about different people.
Oh
Have you ever
yeah.
thought of going into animation
Oh
voices,
my God.
video game
Yeah. Oh,
voices?
oh yeah.
Lots of
I
in that
oh
world.
yeah. But that, like anything else, to crack into that world, you probably have to be, God knows what. Oh no. But I used to do. Oh no, I used to do George Burns and all these people and all that kind of stuff. If you called my phone in the '80s, you'd, hi, this is George Burns. I have to
There
do
he
it very
is.
soft, and yeah, there he is.
He's
The best,
returned.
the best. Him and Gracie,
I
without a
tell
doubt.
you, right?
I tell you, man.
Yeah,
No,
like I said, my
we've
aunt
we've been
collected
really blessed.
dolls, and this got passed down to me. She was a serious collector of thousands of dollars worth of dolls and had a whole room filled with really top shelf dolls. And this was one of them.
Wow.
And it got passed down to me. And he usually pops in with a cigar, red pocket square. He hangs down below, has his martini. He's sort of like my associate producer. And he
I
said,
love
"You're
it.
he's a big fan of yours.
There you go.
He loves you."
Yeah, that's it.
The one and only George Burns, right? Makes
Yeah.
everybody
Oh
smile.
man, Jim.
And,
Wow.
look, a mini me. One of Maureen in Arizona, Christmas sent me a mini me,
That's
Mr. Lovety.
levity. That's
There he is. Isn't that cool?
what's better than that? What's better than that?
What do you think about Peppy tonight?
Yeah.
He thinks you're the best. He says you're a class act.
He's a legend in his own mind. Yeah.
He said you're a class act. He loved it.
There we go. Well, I'll take it, man.
There you
I'll
go.
take it. I'm still standing. That's the best, man.
I'm still standing. Da,
Yeah,
da,
yeah,
da.
yeah.
You're the inspiration.
So
A
how
lot of
do
the
you-
comments tonight, they're like titles to songs. A lot of the conversation. Yeah.
What is it?
How do we what?
Oh no. I'm just saying. How do you do this location every night?
Is that amazing? You mean do
And
the
travel.
show?
Yeah.
How do we do the show? It's because, well, yeah,
Are
I
you
know.
green
It's
screened
'cause
in a
I've worked
backdrop? I mean,
worked with public. This is real.
yeah, I know that is, but how do you
Yeah.
do it every night?
Yeah.
You're all over the world. I can't keep up with you.
It's quite amazing, isn't it? I
Amazing.
know.
It is amazing.
I'm headed to Canada in a couple of weeks, yeah, for a couple of TV shoots. Just got back from Napa Valley and Dallas and Florida, and during the day I do all the radio shows, and then I do TV shoots. I've got a
Incredible.
TV shoot at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning for a TV News Magazine series show I
Yeah.
do with Doug Llewellyn from the People's Court. We co-host,
Whoa.
and we're doing that for years. Yeah, and my
Wow.
work with public television hosting, and then a travel TV series on CBS and radio, and I wear a lot of different hats, literally, with the shows.
Yeah.
And in the
I can't
beginning,
keep up with you.
I started this during the pandemic, and people have said you can still do it, if the pandemic slows down. And I said, well, as long as you're here and you're watching and supporting what we're doing and viewing, subscribing,
Wow.
super chatting, whatever you want to do to support us, that helps us. And but it is a lot, because these are not 6-minute wham bam interviews. This is real conversational Dick Cavett style, old
Yeah.
school
Oh, yeah,
Cavett
yeah. Old school.
with a
Definitely.
modern vibe and twist with interactivity with the viewers. And so it's
Yeah.
there's
It's
a lot
great.
of time invested and
It's-
expense, a lot of expense and a lot of everything. But you know what the electric bill is just for these lights? Come on, super chat people. Let's go here. I need a new light bulb for the back light. Come on here.
I was going to Jeannie, I got to listen. It is what it is, honey. I don't have any lighting here.
No,
know.
you got that blue. What is it? The blue?
Yeah, I
Is
got
that
my
Peppy
little
Castro?
aqua studio. That was a Genie gift. Yeah, that was that. But that's backlit. So I had nothing for the front. I'm like, oh, I guess I got to go out and get one of those little
Ring lights.
yeah, those little ring lights. I was like, it is what it is. That's it. I could care less. Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, how sweet. Oh my God. Look at, he is a workaholic. Oh, yeah. So nice.
Well, I call him Peppy because he's always peppy, and he calls me masterful. So we have
And
our
this
own
is
little
this
code
is
words.
Generalissimo. This is Generalissimo Tony Fisher, Vincent.
Yes.
God knows how many other incarnations
Incredible.
she's got. She's very talented, though. That's for sure.
I have a question for you. Did you enjoy yourself tonight, my friend?
No, not at all.
I didn't think so.
Not at all. It's just old phony laughing.
Just old phony laughing. It's canned laughter. He's pressing a button.
Theater,
It's
acting,
Ho, 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 ho. Yeah, Jim, this
yeah.
was the best. I've never had any experience like this
As
in
a
my
matter
life.
of fact, I can't wait to come back east now and go out
Oh,
and
yeah.
spend the night with you with honeymoon, and
We'll get
Spoonie will drag
together.
her in from Baltimore.
She's down in Baltimore. That's right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Ruben, there you
Yes.
go. Oh,
Yes. She wanted to
so-
watch tonight too. Maybe she'll watch this in the archives. Gang, if you came in late, this entire episode and hundreds more episodes are archived on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. So give us a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. We would love that. 305 in Sweden, where Jane is watching. 305.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, we have an international audience. Yeah, Maureen,
Oh,
who's the one that
I
sent me
love
the Mr. Lovety. What a load of fun this has been, Peppy. You are freaking amazing.
I'm
I wish
freaking.
you and you and Jeannie all the happiness in the world and
Hey, you
continue
hear that,
success in everything
honey?
you do.
There we go.
She just called you the F word, freaking.
What a lot of fun.
And
Oh, Jim, this
fantastic
is
fun
always
show
fun.
tonight.
No, it'd
Oh.
be great to sit with you and go back.
I
and-
said when I was going to start this series, I didn't want anything that's typical. I didn't want the typical interview show where it's just, because I've done a lot of that on television and radio too, where it's just ask the questions, talk about the movie, talk about the book, talk about the CD, and then be done. I like people, you feeling it. You figure you're going to feel good when we're done. I feel great. I'm on a high. The viewers are feeling
Me
good
too.
and
Me too.
engaged and
Well, we're
appreciated.
friends, which
And-
makes it all the more sweeter, you know.
You're right. Exactly.
It's one thing when it's cut and dry. I've got an interview on Sunday and another one next week and things like this. But when it's a friend,
It's the
and
best.
you have this interaction and you have people that can weigh in and say nice things, it's great. And friends weigh in.
As
That's
Burt
great.
Bacharach wrote, that's what friends are for.
Oh man.
Another
yeah, we
legend,
just-
huh?
Yeah.
Are we
oh
not
my
losing
God.
a lot of people lately?
Oh, please. It's scary.
There
Scary.
really is.
Yeah, it is. It's that time. It's that time.
Thank you,
Right,
Lisa.
yeah.
Appreciate that. Absolutely.
you,
And you're
Lisa.
now one of them. You're a part of
Oh,
the
yeah,
Jim Master
Lisa-
Show Levity
Lisa's
Squad here.
World IPI. Somebody's just if you got bucks to burn and you want to buy high end stuff, oh my God, Lisa's got the best things you've ever seen in your life. It's just wonderful.
That's a good name for something, right? Bucks to burn.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Bucks to burn. Yeah. Well,
That would,
we'll
actually,
that
that would be a great name for a tanning salon. Bucks to burn. I just thought of it. My wheels turn fast, Peppy. I'm
Yes.
fast, you know.
or
It's that Irish humor. It goes quick.
yeah,
It comes
there you
in
go.
quick, and I spit it out quick.
That's the way it's got to be.
That's it.
You know, oh,
That's
Jim,
it.
we killed it. That's for
We
sure.
did, my friend. We're right at
did.
1:59:50. 2 hours. Wow.
Whoa!
Wow. Awesome.
2
And it
hours?
didn't feel like it, right?
I thought I was having dinner with honeymoon at 9. 2 hours.
Well, no,
Holy-
9. It's right. It's at 9. So if you will, if I wrap now, you'll be 9:01. So
Oh
maybe
no, I'm sorry. I thought I was having dinner with her at 8.
8. Well, let's see. If you can get yourself to Central Time Zone, it'll be 8.
That's
So fly to
true.
Chicago.
I can get myself to the freezer. We can make something quick.
Yeah. What are you gonna have? This is a foodie crowd. What are you gonna have? What are you hungry for?
She's got that cauliflower pizza, and that.
Oh, that stuff is
that
good.
gluten-free stuff.
Yes. Right. Yeah. Bucks to burn tanning salon. Peppy and I are going to go into business together, and we're going to own Bucks to Burn tanning salons all across the country.
And headhats.com.
And headhats.com.
Come on, we've got an assortment of hats. I'll
Yes,
send you all the photos. I have all the hats I have.
I know what you mean.
Headhats.com. I mean, come on.
Every style, every kind of hat. Exactly.
Yeah.
You're the
Yeah.
best, my friend. This always
Oh,
is
Jim,
so just.
This has been the best.
It's a great hang all the time. I wish you all the blessings,
Look,
all
my
the
cheeks hurt.
joys. The
My
joys.
cheeks,
Yeah,
they're
you've
up
turned
here and
Florida
up
red.
into the sockets of my eyeballs.
Then that means I've done my job
Woo,
as a
yeah,
host.
and then some.
You are amazing. Congratulations on everything, gang. You can
Yeah,
also
thanks,
check
buddy.
out the bluesmagoos.com. All of
Mhm.
Peppy's music is available everywhere. And
Yep.
look for him. He's the
Yeah, Google
best.
me on YouTube. There's a lot of
Yes.
very funny old stuff that'll come
Oh,
up.
yeah,
Me and Jack
absolutely.
Benny, the Blues Magoos Tobacco Road with Jack Benny. That's a fun one. Oh my God. Can we have Mr. Benny on the set? Well, we have to wake him up, you know.
Right.
Yeah, you know, it's like
That's
great stuff.
Maureen
Well,
says, I swear I thought you said the tanning salon's name was Butts to Burn. My bad. No, that would be a smoke shop. Butts to Burn.
yeah, absolutely. Butts to burn. That's a good
Yes.
one. Yep.
Good
That's got to
stuff.
be the what? Oh, they have all these kava bars down here in Florida. You know.
Now, do you swim in the ocean? Do you get to swim in the ocean too when
I
I'm an
do.
ocean
I
person. I
do. I
love the
do
ocean.
love the ocean, but right out this window here is a huge pool that sits right on the intracoastal, and we even have our own little beach out there, which is kind of nice. But
Very
yes, I need my beach
nice.
fix. I
Yeah,
need my
me too.
beach fix
Yeah,
all the time.
I'm in it. Yeah, the ocean
And
speaks to me
as
big
long as
time.
I'm down here, well, you know what? I write on the beach.
Yes, I know you do. Right.
I
Yeah.
bring my music, my songs,
Does the
pen,
rhythm of
pencil,
the ocean, the tide, the whole thing add to the whole dimension?
the whole thing, because it's an infinite view.
Right.
Nothing, and so it's wide open. It's
And
like
it's
working
bigger
at
than
3 o'clock
you.
at night.
It's
Yeah,
larger than
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Right.
It's like
Right.
working very late at night. You know,
Right.
at late at night, the
It's
air is clear. The phones aren't
no
going.
emails, no
Everything's
text,
the
nobody knocking
energy
on the
and the
door.
vibrations are wide open. I get that. I do get that from the beach, and the waves, I confess, help my tinnitus, because it's going
Do
24/7.
do you have that?
Oh, I've had it since the 70s. It's
Yeah.
part of my DNA now, so I just live with it. You know, it's something I live with.
Does it
But
help with the music? Does it help you start a song at all? The whatever pitch it's at?
oh my God, no,
Look, he
no.
does horse imitations too. Do that again.
Yeah,
You should go into voices. He
yeah.
just did Mr. Ed.
Well, yeah. You know, Jim. Yeah. And 2 hours later, you're in fine form.
He's 2
I
hours
am
late. He
impressed.
started upright and now he's laying on the floor doing horse imitations.
Yeah, that's it. What else can we do?
That's
Hey,
it.
hey, Popeye. Yeah,
That's
I'm
it.
you know,
We can go out and all get some Safeguard soap because he did the
oh,
jingle.
who was the boy? Oh, Mel Blanc, right? Oh,
Oh, Mel Blanc
ugh.
did Bugs Bunny and Roadrunner and
Yeah,
Porky
that's
Pig.
a whole
and
other hour.
we'll have to come back to that. Right, exactly.
Hey, always a pleasure, my friend.
You're the best. I
The
hope you
best.
enjoyed the time with me as much as I have with you, Peppy.
I certainly have, and thank you all the lovities out there.
Yes.
You know, we know what a beautiful love soul this guy is. So I'm like, oh wait, let me do it that way. He's no, how do I get over there? And which way did he go, George?
Which way did he go, George?
Yeah. All right.
Exactly.
So
You're the best.
we'll see you soon.
Spread the word about our show as you always do. And love you, my friend. Congratulations on everything. And
Oh, listen, Marty's
look,
coming
for
in for,
return.
for his
Look.
cameo. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. There we go.
He's like, what the?
Oh, Spidey! Oh, he's such a little love bug. Look at
Now,
his
does he have a song of his own?
Not yet. Not yet. We may have to work on that, honey.
Look at the way he's looking at you. He's like, where's my song?
Yeah,
Come on,
there
Peppy.
it is.
Where's
Come
my
on,
song,
give me my
Peppy?
little kissies, my little lovies and rubbies. Oh, look at this little guy. And he didn't get the Chihuahua bug eyes. So I'm kind of happy about it.
This is what we really call lovity on the Jim Masters
Yes,
show live,
this
right
is
there.
a Chihuahua Terrier mix. And we just figured Spartacus was totally suitable for him. He's a little engine that could, you know, he's ready to take on Rome.
So perfect, huh? What a cutie. Look at that, huh?
How do you like that? How do you like that ear? Look at it.
Oh, yeah.
One ear up and one ear down. Look at that.
Floppy disk. Yeah.
Yes. Spartacus says good night to all you wonderful people.
Good night, Spartacus. You are a star.
Say goodbye. Say goodbye, Sparty. Hey, Jim, the best. the best. I will see you up there in the East Coast.
Come on up to the north.
Obviously,
Yes.
if you make it down here,
Yes. Yes.
we got rooms. We got the whole 9 yards for you.
I appreciate that. I will be there for sure. I
Yeah.
will be there for sure. Ms. Pat in Texas says, Peppy, please come back. Fantastic show. And Jane says, this
pleasure.
fun show. I just needed this for my pain. So this helped with her pain. We're happy to hear that. And tight, lovely hugs to you, Peppy, and all. Good stuff. And good night, Peppy, Jeannie,
Peppy,
Spartacus, Jim, and all.
Yes! I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus. No, I'm Spartacus.
Good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are. You're the best.
Wonderful. Love you, buddy.
You too as well, Peppy. Thanks for joining us, my friend.
Perfect.
We'll talk again soon, okay?
Yep, that's it.
All
Dinner's
right.
on tap.
Now go eat and feed the dog.
We'll see you later.
He
Bye,
said-
everyone. Blessings all around. Honeymoon's
All right.
waving goodbye. There
Bye-bye.
there it is.
There it is.
Bye.
I dream of Jeannie with the light blonde hair. Take care, my friend.
Sure, you too. Love you, buddy. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Okay.
We'll see you on the next one, okay? Be well. Thanks for joining us on this episode of the Jim Masters Show. Parting is just sweet sorrow, but it won't be for long. I'll be back with another fresh episode of our series for all of you and you and you and you. And in the meantime, feel free to binge watch the archives. There's lots of binging you can do, and enjoy. Catch you later. Cheers.